Narração em inglês aí, ó, J-LUX, ó. Narração sua aí, ó. J-LUX Vídeos. Narração, pessoal, o J-LUX, ele é um fã nosso lá da Inglaterra, do Reino Unido. E ele passa o tutorial que a gente faz das nossas versões do OPTIONFILE para o inglês. Então é muito bacana isso aí. Sim, eu mudei para crack.
E aí, meus amigos, beleza? Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. So, I come bearing good news. Emerson's the beast, Emerson. He's released his next installation, Jogador Histórico, as he's written on the screen. So his best one yet, his best option file yet. It's come with new surprises, new features, more options, simplified, everything. You know, everything. It's absolutely amazing. And that's why I've coming out with this so quickly. You know, usually I take a bit of time, but on this occasion I just, you know, I spoke with him yesterday. I just thought the best thing to do is let's just get this out to the community so they can enjoy it, especially now, you know, some people still not back to work, etc., etc. I know people need something during this time, so yeah, I just thought it would be good to get this out ASAP. So quick overview. This is the part 1 of the V8 you'll see on my channel. So just as last time with the V7, I take his video, do a voiceover, show you everything, because his is extremely in-depth. He shows all the options because it's just not the typical option file. I don't know what else to say about it. Is, you know, you get a variety of options from South America. You can have Mexico or MLS. You can have a couple of Serie C teams. You can have Qatar or UAE, you know, etc., etc. So this video, we will see everything. And then in a couple of weeks, or maybe even a week's time, you will then see on my channel part 2, which will be exactly like we did with V7. It will be like a refined version of his option file, using exactly what's installed on my PlayStation. And then in that, all the menus are in English, etc., etc., etc. And then that will have a new link for the option file, which is on my PlayStation. And yeah, that's just the way that we do it. So now I'm just going to let the video run through, and then I'm just going to explain sort of what's going on, what he's saying. And this is, of course, to assist the people so you can install his incredible work and you can choose from all the options that you desire. And I'm not sure if you guys saw, but his video for this was about 50 minutes. So I'm going to try and narrow this down. But this will be a long one because this is the most in-depth option file that he's done. But I will consciously try my best to narrow this down for you guys. So he starts off the video just, you know, greeting everybody, saying that I hope everybody's well. Patch 7.0, so 8.0, he found out that it's coming soon, and he just felt that people have already waited quite a while since V7 came out. He's tested it with this new option file V8 with the DLC. Everything works perfectly, so he just decided that now he wants to give it out to the people for free. And yeah, and then now he says now he's bringing it for everybody, and he's very happy, and he's proud to say that it's the full V8. It's not portioned off, there's not sections missing, it's the full thing, and it's free. And he just said, as a way to say thank you, that's why he had allowed the people who pressed that join button on YouTube, that's why they got it a week early, which is totally understandable. He said that he had debated waiting for the next patch, you know, the 8.0, and then releasing it for the public, and almost like this was sort of like a beta trial, you can say, for the people who pay to join his channel. But he just decided, like, no, you know, the community's free. It's about being free, so about supporting each other. So that's why he did it. So I think that he deserves full credit for that, because genuinely, and I'll touch on this later, but genuinely, it's the best work out there, period. Then he just mentions the first special change, you can say, in this V8. So now, rather than having the one African team which he offered before, which was Esperance Tunis from Tunisia, of course, they're the CAF champions. he said that he's giving people 3 more options. So you can have Tunis again, you can have Raja from Morocco, you can have Al Ali from Egypt, and Mazambi from Congo, if I'm not mistaken. So, these are 4. I said to him as well, like, I was like, it's not a bad way to upgrade, that you go from one, Tunisian giant, and then you give 3 huge African teams. So I think that's great. And he explains that will be part of the that will be available in the People's Master League when they play in it. So that's really cool. Then he says, like with Premier League, he's going all of that has been included, the English Premier League, that is updated, uniforms, etc., and that all of the as much as credits as he could possibly fill is in his description. And then if you go into the text file in the zip folder, then you will see everything. And he just says that everyone did a fantastic job who contributed, and he sent a big hug to everybody. Then he moves on to Brasileirão, so their domestic league, and then he talks about the people involved in that. It says how fantastic it is. Of course, it's understandable, that's a domestic league, so of course, and it's freaking amazing, genuinely. Like it's I love it. Like I mostly I don't even play the Premier League, English Premier League. I always end up playing with the Brazilian league because it's just outstanding, the work that they put into it. Then he says again, for those of you who care, the teams from Serie C in Brazil, Santa Cruz, Remo, and Paysandu has again been included. And then he's saying that all the credits for all of the work is in the text file. And now just quickly, I'll go over this at the end of the video, but he then goes on to talk about his likes. And he basically says how he had 50,000 views on one of his videos recently, but he only had 2,500 likes. And he's just saying that, if you look at the correlation between the two, is very low. The like percentage is very low. And he's just saying that, guys, it doesn't take too much just to hit that like button. And I agree with him. But yeah, definitely, guys, on his channel, even if my video helps you, which is cool, but go onto his afterwards and make sure that you also like it, because we got to support each other in this community. And there's a video, you need to follow that first. So you need to delete the old data which you had for V7 to make space for the new V8. And he's just telling the people, like, this is what you guys need to do. So I've got that linked in the description, so go ahead and do that and then come back, so then you won't have those space errors. Guys, make sure, so once we're finished creating the new edit data, then you go and you apply the latest update to that edit data, so we have the latest transfers of what Konami has released. So that's very, very important. So make sure you guys do that, which is what Emerson's doing now on the screen. And then again, he's basically saying that, text file, everything is there. So make sure that whoever the individual is, if you like their league or whatever, you show that individual appreciation as well, because it's not just Emerson, it's a whole team of people doing this for free. Then he says, which is part 2 of or number 2, you can say, of the change in this installation, is he's saying that he's done it where you can do it with one option file. So one memory stick, because before it's split up into 3, which is what he recommended, but this time he is doing it so you can do it with 1. So that's a major change, because many people had expressed that they had some difficulties with 3. I understand, no problem. And that's basically what he's saying. That is the next major change, that now you can do it with 1. If you have 3, no problem. It's going to be even easier for you than it was before, because you can still do it that way. I still do it with the 3, but for the people who don't, he's done it specially also so you can do it with the 1. So that will be addressed later in the video. And then he is explaining the asterisks. So you can see, so you will see on the screen, there'll be folders which are marked with red X's. So that basically means that from that portion, you have to choose an individual team. So for example, he's saying that when you see the folder 3, it has asterisks in it. So he's saying that's because you can't just copy that folder whole. whole. So you have to go in there and make your selection. Same with the 8, same with the 10, same with the 11. So that's he basically goes in to explain that. So he's saying you need to pick from those, just like we did in the V7, whichever one you want, whatever your choice is, and then you make that installation. And just quickly, this is what I was saying about mine. So right now on the screen, you can see you can see everything. Folders 1, 2, 3, 3.1, 3.2, 3. On my video, which will come, you won't see all that. I will make a selection of my favorite. I haven't decided yet, genuinely. I'll take a look what I'm going to upload. And then my video will be so you just get that. So, for example, let's say I go on my PlayStation. I'm like, I want folder 3.4 Liga Movie Star. I think that's Peru. So let's say I go with 3.4, 8.3, 10, and 11. So then that would mean on my video, if you follow it, you will have on your PlayStation Peru's Ligue, Raja from Morocco as the African Champions League team. You will have the first option of the Dream Teams, and then you will have the J-League. So that's what mine will be. So mine will be a trimmed down version. This is the entire thing, so you can see what's up, what you want to do, and cool, you make your decision. Then he says that when you download everything, unzip the option file. And then copy it over to your memory stick. He says use WinRAR as the extraction program. That will be the easiest thing for you, and because it's free as well. And it is genuinely the easiest way to unzip the folder that he uploads everything is. And then he talks about the format. He says format the thumb drive to FAT32. He actually suggests that you plug it in and just do a fresh format. So you literally plug it in, right click, properties, format. You can do quick format, make it FAT32, and then just do the process. Rather than just, if you've got stuff on there, he's saying just to be safe, rather than just deleting stuff, just wipe it, format it, and then just go for it. So now that portion is done, you see that the screen has changed. So this is basically, now he's showing you the trimmed down version of now his on his memory stick, and he's also explaining to you how many teams have how many leagues have how many teams, which is of course crucial because we have to amend that at the end of the video. So just to be clear, in case I wasn't, when I say that you make choices in 3.1, 8.3, 10, 11, it doesn't mean that those are the only teams you have. The Brasileirão, Chile, Colombia, all that's all set in stone. So that's regardless. So if you follow this, you're gonna get all that anyway. It's just that the specific folders which give you an option, and then within that option, that's when you decide what you want to do. That's why I say it's so amazing, because you get the basis. So you get what everyone else is giving you, but in addition to that, you get a variety of choices. So what he's just written there at the bottom is just saying Bundesliga 18 teams, Liga MX 18, MLS 20, etc., etc. So that's what that is. So that is for later in the video, depending on what folder you choose, and then we have to go into the competition structure, and then we have to amend that at the end of the video. But that takes 7 seconds, so we can do that. That's no issues at all. And then I've also just quickly on the screen, you'll see a couple of lines of English just so you understand what he's written there. But I've covered the basis already, so it's absolutely fine. And that screenshot that you see, so how I had explained prior that in my video you're going to see a trimmed down version, that's what he's done here. But he's still giving you everything in the file. So there's like still a bunch of files in the zip file. But he's just saying that now when you're installing and you see certain things appearing or certain teams appearing, and maybe on yours you don't, there's nothing to worry about. It's all based on selection. So he's gone with 3.1, 8.3, 9, 10.1, 11. So that's his choice. So now when we run through this, and at the end, that's what you will all see. But if you don't have, like when we're doing the install, and then you there's some teams and you're like, yo, that was there on Emerson's, but it's not on there on mine. It's fine. It just means that it's not in line with your selection, so it's absolutely no problem. So this is like the Portuguese version he's doing, and then I'll come with the full English with everything in English. Yeah. And then my choice. So obviously my choice isn't going to be, he's gone with Uruguay with 3 teams from Serie C, and then he's gone with Raja from Morocco and Japan. And so I'll do Qatar, I'll do I don't know what Africa team, I'll do Al Ahly maybe, and then instead of Uruguay I'll pick something else. So it'll be all altering, so then you guys can choose whatever you want. So now we move on to the next stage. So make sure that you've made your correct selections on your memory stick, and then you've copied them all over. So your memory stick root will look like the photo that Emerson's pasted. So all of those individual selections. Oh, but one thing, very, very important. You can't just, once you unzip the option file, you can't just drag and drop all the folders over to that you select onto the memory stick. In the root of the memory stick, create a new folder called WePes, WEPES in all caps. Make that in the root of your memory stick, and then open that folder and copy everything over. So all your folders 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Copy all of that, whatever you choose. Copy those inside the WePes folder on your memory stick, and then everything will show up perfectly. So now go into the edit data menu, and then go down into import export, and then go down into import competition. Then it'll ask you to select your memory stick that you've now inserted into your PlayStation. So do so. And then you see all of the competitions. So this is, for example, where you see he's got Uruguay, Japan, etc. That's because of the selections he made earlier in the video. So if yours doesn't say that, it's okay. It just means that you've selected another league. So it's absolutely fine. And then press OK, continue, go to detail settings, check the box, and then just press OK. And then it will install, and you'll overwrite, Konami's generic competitions. And what you should do as well is that take note, because sometimes people had said to me that in email that they installed everything, it seemed fine, but when they went to then view the trophy or whatever, the competition, it wasn't updated. And that's because sometimes during the installation process certain files fail. So don't walk away from your PlayStation. If just watch it run through. So say for example it said Premier League .ced failed or could not find file, or any error that it gives, it's okay. All you need to do is, once it's completed, go back into that same process in that same screen and just select the PlayStation, the Premier League or whatever league it was that didn't install, and then go to detail settings, check the box, and press OK. So if anything fails, no problem in the competition, just hit OK and do it again. Then go back and go into import team. Again, press OK, select your memory stick. And now you want to go down and you want to select the same teams that he will be highlighting. Now, this is why I say, in my opinion, you break up the installation into 3 parts, because this is what I was talking about the finicky, because this is now individual. You guys are going down and you're selecting. So if you're cool with that, it's fine. I'm just saying that, it is what it is. I warned you. So anyway, now guys, go ahead and select the countries exactly as he's doing, the African countries. And now he's gone into the South American countries. So you can see Venezuela, Uruguay, Peru, Colombia. So this is specifically for the country installations. So Panama, Brazil, Chile, Peru, Venezuela, Jamaica, Honduras, Costa Rica. You can see all of them. Thailand, Kuwait, Lebanon, Japan, Iraq, Iran. So all of these, China, Qatar, Australia, Saudi Arabia, Zambia. So that's what this is. This, Egypt, Cameroon, etc. So all of these files, it's just saying AFR underscore V8. These are all the country files. So these are the ones that you need to be installing. Oh, now it says SOS underscore V8. So you need to select all of these. And then it says concat V8. And then it says Conembol V8. So these are like the different continents of the world. And that's why their starting is slightly different. But basically you can see like it's all the same. It's all to do with the countries. So once you've selected them all, go back to the top, press OK for detailed settings to continue, and then check both boxes. Make sure that they're both ticked, and then press OK. Then once it's all done, go back into the import export menu, press import team, select your memory stick, and now this time again, replicate exactly as he's doing on his screen. So the benefit is that the files will be named the same as it's on your screen. So even if you don't necessarily understand specifically, you don't understand Portuguese, etc., you can at least compare the two files so you can make sure that visually they look the same. But don't worry, guys. Like I said, if this is a bit too much for you, no worries. I got a fully English version coming very, very shortly, which you guys will prefer. But to be honest, that one will be broken into 3 portions, so you guys can decide whichever one you want. So now we go down anyway to the TEDfix files. So you select TEDfix 1, TEDfix 2, and TEDfix 3. And then go all the way to the top. Press continue to detail settings. Now make sure you only select the appropriate box. So in this case, we don't check both, amigos. So make sure you only check the top one. Press OK. Then go back again. Go into import team. Select your memory stick. And now exactly how on the screen, we're going to do the next portion of the installation. So now we're going to be dealing with some of the teams and files which are specially from your selection. So in Emerson's case, that's why you note he's going to be installing teams from Uruguay and even Japan. So just select exactly as he's doing. These are also some of the other South American teams that are included in the option file. So Leader de Quito, Emelec, Delfin, Barcelona, the strongest, Bolivia, San Jose, Nacional, etc., Olympia, and then Criciúma, Londrina. Those are the teams from Serie B in Brazil who got relegated. So, but Konami still kept them in. He's just checked all the boxes, so that's easier, and then he's just gonna go ahead and unselect them. So let's just watch him do that. And so yeah, all these teams, guys, exactly how you see on your screen. So all the ones from the top, Caracas, etc. And then now you see you just would have seen the 3 teams from Serie C in Brazil. So that's what those teams were. Now you see also the Japanese league, which is being installed, and now also the Asian outro teams. That's why Al Shabab, Al Tawan, all these guys are selected. Then you go down further, you can see the Chinese teams have been selected. Then you can see all of the German teams, Leipzig, Dortmund, etc. Now some of the outros of Europe, Partizan, etc. Now it's gone down further into the Argentinian League, Boca Juniors, etc. And now even selected is Brazil Serie B. So what you need to do is once you reach the end of the Argentinian team, so Racing, you then need to unselect these Brazilian sides that have been selected. So from Serie B and then from Serie A in Brazil, Palmeiras, all these guys, unselect all of them. Chape, Cruzeiro, Vitória, etc. So uncheck all of those guys. All of those teams. Sorry, I should say. But maybe, because the way that this process is now, you can see why I personally suggest that you guys do it the free memory stick way. But anyway, it's all good. And then now make sure that the Chilean teams are selected: Colo Colo, Universidad de Chile, Católica, all these guys. Then you can see he's gone further down. His Colombian league is selected. Now you see the African team. So Raja, in his case, from Morocco, from his choice of Africa, Barcelona, Real Madrid, the dream teams. And now we're getting to the stage where you need to uncheck more teams. So now uncheck all of the countries because we've already installed them. Of course, at the start, as I should have, I hope I did mention that just hit square, so you select everything, and then now you manually just unselect the files. So after you've unchecked all the countries, uncheck the TED files as well, and then keep going. So now we've got Anderlecht. So uncheck uncheck these teams. Club Brugge, Anderlecht, etc. Genk, again. Now we've got La Liga, Real Betis, Valencia, Sevilla, uncheck them. Atletico Madrid. Now we got Segunda of Spain, uncheck. Scotland, uncheck. So all these guys we're going to uncheck. Russia, uncheck. Spartak, Lokomotiv, etc. CSK. Portugal, uncheck. Braga. Porto. I'm literally just going to let it run. It's just better that way. Sporting. Then all the Swiss teams, uncheck. Turkish, uncheck. Some of these Europe outros, like that they include Sparta Prague, Dynamo Zagreb, etc. unchecked. Then all of the Asian teams in the Asian Champions League unchecked. Thai League unchecked. Danish League unchecked. The European countries unchecked. Bosnia, Bulgaria, Croatia. So exactly how he's doing, guys, like identical. Now the French league we're unchecking. Second French League 2, I think it's called. I'm not sure what it's called. Uncheck. Holland, uncheck. Serie A, uncheck, of Italy, that is. Nope. Serie B of Italy, uncheck. English Championship, uncheck. And then the English Premier League, unchecked. So you can see, guys, majority is unchecked. We're just checking the portion that we're going to install. So as you're scrolling up as well, you guys will be able to see exactly what's highlighted. So all this unchecked, all this. So you can see I'm literally just going to let it run. I just think it's important that, you guys fully see the entire process of this part. But there you see now, so as you're scrolling up, you might have noticed a couple of teams. So from Peru, that's absolutely fine. Even though they're South American, those 4 are left unchecked. So I think that was Lima, Sporting Cristal. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, don't leave them unchecked. Even though they're South American, I know, but just leave them. You can see though, I mean, the level of the scope that this option file covers. I mean, one huge benefit of this method is that physically you see on one screen how much work is going in, how much work they're given for free, and everything is covered. Everything that people charge for, they're including. So, much admiration from my end for these guys. And then, you can see, as we did earlier, all of those teams are unchecked. And now we see what should be. So we're doing our Barca Madrid, we're doing our All-Stars, we're doing our African choice. So in this case, Raja. Then we got Colombia, Chile. Remember, guys, Serie B unchecked. And then, yeah. And Serie A, of course. And then now you can just do a quick scroll down. Now, important, if you guys didn't choose Uruguay and Japan, the replacement league for that will be showing. So make sure you check that. So if you didn't choose Uruguay and you went with Peru, all of the Peruvian teams would be in that top portion of the box. So make sure you check that. Same with Japan. If you didn't choose Japan, you went for the Qatar League. The Qatar League's teams would be showing instead. So it's absolutely fine. Select those instead. And then once you're done, go back to the top, press OK, continue to detail settings, check both boxes. Make sure, amigos, that's very important. And then you just press OK and let it do its thing. Then let's go back again to the menu and then go to import team. Select your memory stick. So now it's the next portion of the install. So you can see some of the teams that we've already installed. Now go down and we're going to start the Brazil portion. So all the ones that says Bra-B, that's Serie B, and then Bra.A is Serie A of Brazil. So check all these guys. But guys, remember, at the top, you would have seen, some of you guys may have seen some Brazilian teams like Criciúma, for example, and Londrina. Do not check them. This portion isn't the whole of Brazil. This is only Serie A and Serie B. So make sure you only select the teams in those 2 leagues that he's mentioned, not all Brazilian teams, because there's a couple of Brazilian teams which Konami includes which aren't in Serie A or Serie B anymore. So that if you check them, it's just don't, basically. And go to the top, press to detail settings, check both boxes. Make sure you guys do that. And then press OK. So go back into import team. Now it's the next portion of the install. And literally every single thing that he has checked, we're going to do the identical. So in this instance with Emerson, he hit select all. So you guys can do the same. So he checked all the boxes. And then he's literally just scrolling down. So we're going to keep going all the way down to past all of the previous things that we've already installed. Until we arrive eventually so once we get to our TED files, they might even be positioned slightly differently on yours, but it's okay. Now all the leagues that we had unchecked, so our Belgium, our La Liga, our, so our Segunda, so let's just let him run through it. Scottish Premier League, Russian League, Portuguese League. So all the stuff that we just unticked basically. But I'm going to let it run still. Swiss, Turkish, European outros, Shakhtar, etc. Slavia, AEK Athens, AEK, sorry. Now we got our Asian Champions League teams. So that's Al Dulal, Al Ali Jeddah from Saudi, Al Ain from, I think it's the Emirati team, Litiyad Nassar, Ryan Wada, hope I'm pronouncing these right, Iran, etc. So you see all these guys. So we're going to check all that. Now we got our Fire League. Wish that we could replace the Thai League anyway. You can do that on computer, but not on PlayStation. Danish. Now our European countries. Italia. Now you see the South American Peru guys that we unchecked. So Lima, Sport Boys, Sporting Cristal. So now check them. The French League, the French Second Division, Dutch League, all this. We're going to install all this right now. Serie A in Italy, Serie B in Italy, the latest V8 versions of Juve, Inter Milan and AC Milan. That's very important to know. You guys are even getting the absolute fully updated versions of them. The English Championship, English Premier League, of course. With the latest transfers, the latest V8, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Tottenham. So you can see, so all that is checked. And now this is the next portion of the install. So I think it just depends now really on if you guys are familiar or not. If you guys haven't installed Emerson's work before, maybe this may be a bit more difficult. But for the people who are familiar with the folders, etc., I think that you guys, even the one install, to be fair, I think it's fine. My only concern with the one install is I just fear that people might check the wrong boxes because it's so finicky, one by one. That's all my concern is. But hey, as long as you guys get to play, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And then we're going to go all the way back to the top, making sure everything is checked. Go to detail settings, press OK. And now, very important to take note, make sure that you don't check both boxes. This is very, very, very important, because for most of you, this will be the bulk of all the teams you're going to use. So make sure the top box is not selected, only the bottom one. Please, guys, make sure you do this, because people who check the both boxes, that's when the kits and all that messes up and the teams aren't right. And then once that's done, we're able to back out. And now we're going to go into the competition structure. So this is what I was mentioning earlier, when I said to you guys that Emerson is writing how many teams are in what league. It was for this portion of the install. So in his instance, when he's gone into competition structure, he's made the Bundesliga 18, Campeonato Uruguay 16, and J-League 18. So that's exactly what you guys would need to do if you've done the same. If you've installed another league, just make sure that you just add the relevant size. So make sure that if it's 18 teams in a particular league, then you change that number to 18, because we don't want extra slots. Otherwise, there'll be, the wrong teams in the wrong places. And now he's just rearranging everything. So in the folder, you will see there will be screenshots of exactly how everything should look. But I mean, it's all there in front of you guys now, as you can see what he's doing. So this is the last portion. So you can literally just click on the individual teams, press X, and you can move them around. And yeah, that's literally exactly what he's doing. And now he's just showcasing the entire option file. So you can see the Uruguay here. Honestly, the Uruguay league is excellent. I did a whole season with them. Gameplay I'll post on my channel soon. It's excellent. Like the stadium they did for Nationals, it's like identical. Really, really impressive. And now you see the three Serie C teams, Club Remo, etc. So those are the ones that, because with the Uruguay, there's two options. You can have the full Uruguay league, or you can have Uruguay with three teams from Brazil's third division. So that's what he was just showing you there with Club Remo and Paysandu. So yeah, and now you can see the J League. He's just showing you. So that was, again, this is his choice. So you may have something different. It's totally fine. You might have Emirati League or Qatar League. No problem. That was what you selected in the first place. Everything's absolutely a-okay. And then you can see in the AFC Champions League as well, they've updated it, because Shabab Al Ali wasn't in the last version. So even the AFC Champions League has been updated, which is excellent. Actually, do you know what? My even Konami hasn't done that yet, so I'm pretty sure, because mine doesn't have them in it. So yeah, Emerson and the team always one step ahead. And that's pretty much that, guys. So yeah, back on the screen is a quick summary of everything that we discussed earlier. I know I said I was going to try to make this short, but it's genuinely impossible. I was just sitting there watching it. Like, it's not, I can't make it much shorter. It's absolutely necessary. Now, for you guys, to be clear, for you guys who want to do the free memory stick thing, on your screen where you see 1, 2, and 3, that's what that's relating to. So folder 0, 1, 2 would be on your first memory stick. Your choice of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, choice of 8, 9, choice of 10, choice of 11 would be on your second, and folder 12 would be on your third. So yeah, that's what that is. And that's pretty much that, to be honest, guys. That's the full installation done. Now in the video, he's just showcasing some of the work of the league. These guys don't really speak on it because they're mad humble, and they do it for love. But this is my opinion, that they don't get enough credit. So man, just make sure that you guys support the real, support those who genuinely putting in all the time, who aren't asking for nothing. And then let's grow as a community together, because that's what it's all about, man. So yeah, all the best, guys. Take care. Any questions, hit me up. My next video of V8 will be coming very soon, all in English and all that, with the free option file folders, memory sticks for all you guys who want to do that. So yeah, man, take care till next time. God bless.
Tem o Nikita, vai estar tudo aí, todos os créditos vai estar na descrição do vídeo e também no arquivo TXT que vai junto lá, tá? Então tem os grandes times da Premier League totalmente atualizados. Tem a Bundesliga também com uniformes novos, tá? Inclusive o terceiro uniforme aqui é o uniforme feito lá pelo Éder Melo, ficou bacana pra caramba, muito bonito. Uniforme do Borussia. Brasileirão também configurado, tá? Coloquei alguns jogadores novos aí no Galo, tirei outros que já estão saindo também, beleza? O Corinthians ali, ó, eu coloquei o Jô, que tá quase fechando aí com o Corinthians. Caso não venha fechar, depois é só vocês entrarem ali e tirar, mas eu já coloquei ele, já configurei, tá? As equipes aí do Brasileirão são daí que temos PES editadas as faces pelo amigo Thiago, PES Editor. E os times eu configurei com as minhas configurações, né? Beleza? Então, Brasileirão atualizado, Brasileirão B atualizado, Campeonato Chileno já configurei os dois times também que vieram aí na DLC, né? Que foi o Deportes Serena, né? Configurei ali, coloquei faixa nos times, ó. Já está configurado. Configurei também o outro também, o Wanders. Faixas também, beleza? O campeonato colombiano configurado, o campeonato uruguaio já também com os times que subiram, né? O campeonato colombiano também. A J-League também, já com os times. Seleções atualizadas, uniformes novos. Os Dream Teams atualizados também, tá? Com as novas lendas lá. O Júnior Mantis soltou, né, agora o último update dele, então já tá aí. O Guerrar e também agora me fugiu o nome do outro, foram dois, eu acho. O Guerrar e esqueci o nome do outro, um atacante inglês também. Me fugiu o nome dele aqui agora. Mas já tá nos times tudo aí, tá? Eu optei pelo time All-Star também. Tá bom? Então é isso, amigos. Se vocês seguirem o tutorial certinho, não vai ter problemas. Então essa é a instalação com apenas um pendrive. Quem gosta de instalar com 3, não tem problema. É só tá naquela tela que eu mostrei aí, tá bom? É só colocar aquela tela e seguir o tutorial lá de instalação da Full V7, beleza? Então, amigos, é isso. Espero que tenham curtido aí. Uma boa instalação aí para vocês. Instalem com calma. E uma boa jogatina aí, beleza? Vai ter opção aí do arquivo para vocês baixarem no arquivo. Vai ter opção de Mediafire ou Mega, tá bom? Então é só vocês escolherem o que vocês acharem melhor e baixar. E seguir o tutorial igual eu mostrei, tá bom? Que não vai ter erro. Então, amigo, já deixa aquele joinha aí para estar fortalecendo, né? O like. Quem não é inscrito, se inscreva também para dar aquela força aí pra gente, beleza? Então, valeu, amigos. Um grande abraço para todos vocês. Tenham um ótimo dia. Fiquem com Deus. Até mais.